Students, video 1, we will continue with this performance appraisal. We will try to complete it today. So next topic we will see. So previously we have seen about performance appraisal, the introduction, the definition, their characteristics, objectives, and then we have seen about uses, process. It's a big topic, and so we will try to cover it. So process, and then problems. Now today we will continue with essentials of an effective performance appraisal system. So to become effective, a performance appraisal, it should have the following factors. First is mutual trust. So what is this mutual trust? Atmosphere of mutual trust is very important. Employee should be confident of the supervisor who is going to do this, perform this performance appraisal on him, on her. So it should be created, that kind of atmosphere should be created before introducing the appraisal system. So where there can be a frank discussion of appraisal, and it also helps to obtain the faith of employees in the appraisal system. So very important that we get their trust. Mutually they should trust each other. Only then this performance appraisal will be effective. Next, clear objectives. So when we talk about clear objectives, it is important that it should be made clear, okay, and specific, the objectives. So what are we going to do with this performance appraisal? So those objectives should be made very clear, it should be very obvious, it should be relevant, it should be timely and open. It is not a secret book. It is an open book where you tell all these factors will be assessed, or these are the objectives which will be mainly focused. Then the appraisal system, it should be fair, okay, that is beneficial to both the individual employee and the organization, and it should be adequately and appropriately linked with other systems of human resource management. Then standardization. So when we say it should have a good criteria, okay, its performance factors should have or possess criteria which should be helping in development of an employee, okay. So these factors as well as appraisal forms, procedures and techniques should be standardized. So when we say standardized, it should be uniform, and it should be able to compare the ratings, and it should measure what it is supposed to measure. So these should also be easy to administer and economical to use. The appraisal system should be performed based and uniform. Employees should be made fully aware of performance standards and should be involved in setting the standards. Okay, so standardized, when we say it should have good value system of assessing, it should be equal, where it will assess everybody equally, and it should be uniform. It should measure what it is designed to measure, and it should be economical and easy to use. Then training. So we know that evaluators who are going to do this performance appraisal should be given good training so that they will know how to use it, okay, and make the best benefit of the performance appraisal. And then we see they should know the technique, they should know the philosophy, they should know the objectives behind the performance appraisal. They should also possess good knowledge and skills in documenting appraisal. So once when they observe, they should also know have idea about documentation and how to conduct post appraisal interview, rating errors, all this they should have a wide knowledge. Then job relatedness. So when a performance appraisal is made, it should actually focus by the evaluators on job related behavior and performance of employee, nothing else extra. Okay, so regarding if it is for the job, what are the criteria, objectives that should be used only related to their job. In order to focus attention or behavior under the employee's control, raters must become familiar with the observed behavior. So they should also be familiar, okay, with the behavior. It is also necessary to prepare a checklist so as to obtain and review job performance related information. Rating should be tied up with actual performance of units under the rater's control. So it should be related to job. That much if you write, it's more than enough. Next, documentation. So the rater should be required to justify the ratings. They should document their observation. They should have knowledge about it, and then they should also be in a position to justify why they have given such a rating. If some employee comes, asking for certain inquiries, then they should make sure that they give this idea, okay, of telling them this is why you have got this scoring or this rating. They should also know how to justify. And documentation will encourage evaluators to make conscious efforts, minimizing personal biases. It will also help to impart accountability for ratings. Next, you have feedback and participation. So arrangements should be made to communicate the ratings to both the employees and the raters. The employee should actively participate in managing performance and in the ongoing process of evaluation. So of course they should be able to give the feedback, okay, they should be able to participate in managing the performance appraisal. Any doubt they should be able to clarify. Superior should play the role of a coach and counselor, so he can always tell them why you got so much of rating in this area and why less, so how can you improve to get more of ratings. That can be done. Then overall purpose of appraisal should be developmental rather than judgmental. So individual difference, okay, so they should be able to find out individual differences that is found in the organization. It should be recognized when they are designing this appraisal system. And organization, it also differs in terms of size, nature, needs and environment. Therefore, this appraisal system should be tailor-made for the particular organization. So according to the organization, it will differ. So if you're working in one organization following a kind of performance appraisal, you cannot carry out the same criteria or the objectives for a different organization. So it actually differs when a person is working, when you go as a associate professor, you go and check out a performance appraisal of a staff nurse. It actually varies, the criteria objectives varies when she uses that to a nursing tutor who is teaching in the classroom. Okay, so it varies. So accordingly we should be able to have different kinds of criteria based upon the individual differences, based upon their job. So the needs of rates in terms of feedback, mobility, confidence and openness should be considered. So always discuss, have an open discussion. Okay, and then you have post appraisal interview. So after appraisal, an interview with the employee will be arranged. It is necessary to supply feedback. We should tell them what are the positive, what are the negative, how you can work, how you can, whether you require any training, in the future to equip, any problem solving approach, if they're having any problem that can be solved, that can be rectified through the interview. Okay, so that is very important. And counseling, if it is required, then that can be given. So post appraisal interview has to be done. Then review and appeal. So a mechanism of review of ratings should be provided. So it is committee. Okay, so usually the review is given by a whole of a committee. They consist of line executives and personnel experts will be there. So we can take their review and then they can give them suggestion. The operating system may require specific example. So tangible proof should be given. This is how a person is performing. So this is their rating. With the proof it has to be given. Then appeal in case the employee or ratee is not satisfied with the ratings. In other words, essential of appraisal system are it should be easy and administer. So these are the other factors. It should be easy, it should be understood, it should be open where it is a discussion. It is not kept secret what we are trying to assess. So that should be opened up. It should be valid and reliable. So when we say valid and reliable, it should be used on everybody. So we should be able to get the same measurement. Okay, so what we want to measure, it should measure, that is reliability. Okay, validity of the tool also is very important. And then build an incentive. So reward should follow satisfactory performance. So appraisal, when we do, they should be happy. So they know it is time for appraisal means okay, we will get incentives or there will be a hike in the salary. So always reward should be given. Contain a follow-up mechanism of identifying employees' growth. If you find out their potential, always give them promotion also. Then periodically reviewed and updated. They should be periodically reviewed and they should be updated. Established with support of all line people who administer the system. So methods of, okay, so with this we have finished with essential of effective performance appraisal. So in that you have review and appeal, okay, post appraisal interview, individual differences, feedback and participation, documentation, job relatedness, training, standardization, clear objectives, mutual trust. So there's a diagram given, so you can follow that. So next we will, I don't know, this is again very huge. We will see how much we can, do it. I think I can start with the next video. So it will be easy for you to refer for future classes.